Hello, this is Jessica with Honest Echo Books, and Happy New Year! Today is my 2026 reading intentions and goals. Have a couple of different ideas on how I'm going to approach my TBR, my choosing of books. So just, we'll see how it goes, some different ideas. So first of all, I had a good reading year in 2025. There was nothing wrong with what I was doing. There are certain books that have been on my shelf for a while that I always intend on reading, and for one reason or another, I am not reading them. And so I decided I would go through and pull the ones that have really been, calling my name and I'm avoiding for some reason. And I limited it to 12 because I was thinking, okay, if I pick 12 books, then each month I have to pick one book from those 12. I cleared a spot over here so that I can see them. They're going to be lined up on there and in no particular order. But I have 12 books that my intention is that I'm going to read them. Now, if I blow through all 12 of them, great, like before the year's out. So it's not like I can't read more than one in the month, but I'm going to make sure that one of the books that I pick for that month is from the 12. So, like I said, in no particular order, those books are In Cold Blood by Truman Capote. So that is one. Little Fires Everywhere by Celeste Ng. Eve by W.M. Paul Young. Olive Kitteridge by Elizabeth Strout. The Life of Pi by Yann Martel. The Handmaid's Tale by Margaret Atwood. American Gods by Neil Gaiman. The Immortal Life of Henrietta Lacks by Rebecca Skloot. The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho. Cuckoo Cloudland by Anthony Doerr. The Song of Achilles by Madeline Miller. The God of Small Things by Arundhati Roy. So, those are the 12 books each month. As long as I pick one from them, that is going to check mark one of my boxes. So, in 2025 and before that even, I would always pick 4 books, and I would sort of, just whatever I was in the mood for, but I would do it, like I'll read more summery books in the summer and I'll read more festive holiday books in the winter, or something more, and Halloween books, or spooky thrillers at Halloween, that kind of thing. Not always, it's not a hard and fast rule, but I would sort of limit myself to 4 books because that's very doable. That's a realistic goal. I can read 4 books in a month. I can read more than 4 books in a month, but if I do get a little busy, overwhelmed, or whatever, then I don't feel like, I'm not getting to what I wanted to. So there's going to be 4 boxes to check. So that's box number 1. The next box I want to check off is I am not a fan of hardback books. They are nice to give as gifts. They look nice. They hold up well. They last usually longer than paperbacks, but reading a hardback book, I lay down in bed a lot and I don't like holding them. They're just usually uncomfortable. And so anyway, the next box to check is I'm going to read a hardback book that is on my shelf so that I can get it off of my shelf. Any hardback book, doesn't matter. And I have lots of them. So I will have to read one hardback book a month. So that's box number 2. And then for box number 3, we have our in-person book club. And so whatever book we are reading for that. And we do rotate genres. So the genre is always different. So that can sort of be a wild card, because it can be anything. And then The fourth box is really a combination of two. It could be just an emotional mood read, whatever I feel like, or I could count what I'm reading with my daughter. Usually those take longer than a month, so we will usually work on a book together for 2 months, maybe more. It just depends. But so I don't usually count those because they take so long and we're only reading, and we're reading them together and she's reading them. But so that fourth box is sort of, like my book with her. If I just decide I want to grab a quick romance or something that's just a quick, easy read, whatever. So those really are my 4 books that I plan to read each month, in an attempt to get through ones that I have been wanting to for different reasons. The other thing that I'm doing that's different this year, and I'm very excited about it, is I'm not an audiobook person, but my husband doesn't read for pleasure. And so in an effort to read a book together and do something that I enjoy together, we are reading an audiobook together off of the app Chirp, because you can just buy the book and you don't have to have a monthly subscription. You just, purchase that book, and they have a lot of choices. They have a lot of very affordable books. And then they even had some free books. When you buy one, you get some free. So we are going to be reading that together. And that will also take a while because there's only going to be certain times that we're able to sit together and listen to it. And what we're doing is, so we actually started it last night, so I'm very excited. So what we were doing is there was the prologue and then we discussed it, and then the first chapter and we paused it and we could discuss it. And then, so I think we got to chapter 3 last night. And so we'll just do little sections at a time, each chapter. They're not terribly long chapters. And then we can just discuss it. And so it's really interesting. I was telling him, I said, it's very much like a buddy read. I mean, it is a buddy read, but it's just an in-person buddy read. And then, of course, his interpretations are very different than mine. So it's really fun to kind of be like, oh, well, I didn't think of it that way, or I don't know why you would have thought that, So we're doing that, and I'm really excited because I've been wanting to do that for a while. And he's agreed to it. So I'm very excited. The other, and then just sort of like an on the side, for intentions and goals for my reading. I did a buddy read last year, and like I said, I'm doing this one with my husband, but I would like to participate a little bit more in some of the reading events, and that's on me. So that is an intention, and so we'll see time-wise how that all goes, and we'll see. Oh, and then as far as my booktube channel, and intentions or plans, I did 2 Little Free Library scavenger hunts last year, and I really originally wanted to do 4 for the year, like each season, and I just didn't get around to it, not for lack of being at Little Free Libraries and delivering books. I just didn't, but so I think I will try to get the first one out in January, if not February, and try to keep to that. So that'll be like the winter one, and I will see if I can get the 4, because I did 2 last year, and that I should definitely be able to do the 4, and so hopefully I can get some others to try the scavenger hunt. That would be fun, and see. So nothing earth-shattering, just sort of ideas, intentions for the coming year. This year, for some reason, as the year comes to a close, and I always think about this, but it always sneaks up on me, I try to have that reflection of the past year and have that plan moving forward. And I do have a plan, but I don't feel very organized. And sometimes it's just a sense of overwhelmed, because you're overwhelmed by things that you have to do, things that you have looking at you, piles of, and you have to work on this or whatever the, I don't know. But I feel overwhelmed. I don't want to though. I think that's it. So I look forward to this coming year, and I look forward to all of these books. They are little gifts wrapped up, and they could be wonderful or they could be not what I expected, and so we'll see. Hoping for good stuff, and I will let you know how it goes with my book with my husband. And the book that we are reading is called The New Husband, and it is a thriller, and I can't think of the author right now, but I will put that in the description, that the book that we are reading on Chirp is called The New Husband. And so thank you for watching, and until next time I will be reading.